Hello everybody, I'm Councilwoman Stacie Gilmore and you're joining us today with Council in Community. We're in the Montbello Central Park and I am honored to have two amazing people as our guests today. We have Mr. Ron and Tawny Taylor who are neighborhood icons and amazing folks, and so wonderful to welcome you here. It's awesome having you both out here, and you do so much for our neighborhood, and we were just talking about it. Who are the folks that you're helping and serving within the community, within our neighborhood?
Let me start, because first of all, family is number one. I encourage everybody to look out for their family. Not only that, you should look out for your neighbors, those around you. At least say hi to them. Back in the old days, they would keep track of us, but they don't do that as much these days, which you need to get back to. As you have good neighbors, encourage them to say hi and get to know them. But beyond that I like to reach out even further in the neighborhood, just to get to know folks. And I'm not a politician or anything, but just the fact that I could say hi to them, and I believe the importance of a hug, and that we need that nowadays more than ever.
Well, for me, just having neighbors that being a senior citizen, and sometimes you have difficulties, and we have wonderful neighbors. Our neighbors on our street, they know we're pretty much the oldest people on our street, and they look out for us. If we need our lawn cut or our snow shoveled. We like to engage with not just the senior citizens, but the young people. Oh, yeah. We love getting all the young people to know the older people, not feel like, oh, they're just old fogies, That we have a lot of fun, and we do a lot of things in the neighborhood with the kids and with the adults. And what we found out is a lot of the parents, there are things that they've never done, and then now they're getting to do with their kids because we have initiated some of those things for them. Like our Go Fly a Kite event. We have a Go Fly a Kite event that we do, and we buy all the kites, and we buy goodies, and we tell them they don't have to win anything except get the kite up in the air and you get a prize, and they have food. And well, this is like really great.
And what you're doing, bringing elders and parents and young people together, I think that's something that, what are some of those struggles that you're hearing from folks, or, really what you're doing is fostering circles for mental health support and for health and wellness. And what are some of those struggles that you're hearing from folks?
Well, from what I'm hearing is, people have hard times paying bills, and then purchasing food, getting clothes, and then even for school, they have these whole lists of things that they want the parents to do, but parents have a lot of kids and they don't necessarily have the finances to fulfill all of that. So anything that any resources that we know about, we share that with them, and they share things with us as well, especially health things. There's some medical things that come up and they may not know about it. And one of the wonderful things about Montbello is we have a lot of different community resources out here, and so there are a lot of parents that are working and they don't get to go to those things. So Ron and I collect a lot of stuff from all of these resources, and so for the families that don't get to go, we make sure we bring those things to those families and let them know this is available for you. And then we go behind the, go back and say, did you check on this? Did you call these people? Did you see if they could help you? And then they also do that for us when they get information. So yeah, those are the things we like to do.
I know that as we navigate heartbreaking tragedies in our community, we also celebrate our successes. But if you wouldn't mind talking a little bit about how, as elders in the community, you keep your mental health at the forefront, or how you support each other.
we have an organization that we work
Yeah.
with, Favor, Families Against Violent Acts. And for me, that has been tremendous because we have a grief support group. And in that grief support group, we can talk about the things that's, traumatizing us. It's not necessarily someone died and you're grieving, although that's part of it. It's not necessarily you were in an accident and you're hurt. What we found out in our grief support group is whatever is bothering you, whatever is hurting you, whatever is messing with your mental health, if it's important to you, it's important to us. So we've had people that were traumatized because they went through an illness and they lost their hair. And I mean, it was traumatizing. They didn't feel like they had anywhere to go. It wasn't important to anybody but them. But they found us and they said, oh, wow, these people really understand. There's people who don't have children, but their pet died or got stolen or got hurt. And they said, oh, these people realized this was important to us. So having Families Against Violent Acts, having that grief support was so essential. And being able to deal with families who's a family member who caused a tragedy, and they're suffering, and then the family whose tragedy it happened to, they're suffering, but having those two families come together and grieve together and recognize they both had some kind of a loss and not have any kind of animosity, but try to help one another get through this. That has been amazing.
Because I think that there's a lot of great ideas and suggestions that maybe as a whole the city could take some examples of how Montbello does things and how we come together to support our families and everybody.
Over the last few years since I've been retired, one of the things I've been doing is learning how to grow my own food. And not only grow my own food, but eat the good foods. And so what we do as a group is, first of all, helping to grow our own food. But as I mentioned earlier, we like to extend it to our neighbors.
Yes.
We found a nice connection where we can actually get seeds and pass them out to our neighbors. Taking it one step further. Yeah. We're teaching them how to grow the food. Just encouraging them to make this so many different types of peppers. You know what I mean? That are really good for you. But now we're venturing off into, she got me eating broccoli, y'all.
All right.
I want to say something. So there's multiple gardens that we work with out here, several of them. But my best thing to me is what we learned is being able to pass that on to the community. So we've learned how to compost, so we've been teaching people how to compost. We've learned how to put the garden to bed. That was important. So we didn't understand that. And things that can come back, we taught people how to do that. Composting, mulching.
To keep the moisture in.
Right,
so,
we've learned how to do that.
Conserve
and
water.
So having different neighbors now, it started with us learning with several little community gardens like the Doug Garden, Denver Urban Garden, and the Spiral Garden, and other community gardens that's out here. We also learned about hydroponic gardening. So we've learned we're learning that now. That's our new thing, learning that. So people that don't have outside space, they can still grow vegetables. And then vegetables you can grow in bags. I didn't even know you could do that. And so these are different things. But one of the things we also learned is a lot of the gardening stores sometimes donate stuff. We've given away hundreds and hundreds of seeds, not just vegetable seeds, but herb seeds, flower seeds, all kinds of things that will bring in the pollinators and stuff. So this has been a really wonderful time. And I think now we've had I think this year alone, we've had maybe 15 new new families that started their own garden on top of the ones that we did last year and the year before. So
One of the things you're
even
gonna
the
see
mock
growing.
garden, we had the garden at the
yeah.
the mock
360
360 Academy,
Right,
where the kids are
right.
learning how to garden. So this has really been a
Yeah.
wonderful thing, and the kids love it. One of the
Yeah.
things I think we could do more of, like back in the olden days when we were young, we were taught things. You know, people taught us things, and I don't see so much of that as I would like to see. So every chance that we get, we try to teach somebody something. You know, start when they're really little, because people don't realize how much the littles comprehend. And if you teach them, like we started teaching our we started teaching our grandkids how to fish when they were little, so they know a little bit about how to survive if they have to. We said if there's ever a time when there's no grocery store, you got to know how to get some food. And then now I'm trying to teach them how to cook, and we got great grandkids now. I want to teach them the importance of knowing how to make things when you have very little. He used to call me a kitchen chef.
Cheers.
Kitchen chef, because
I
he
love
said
it.
if there's nothing in the refrigerator, he said you can make something out of it. He opened up the cabinet and he'll see spices. I know you can make something out of this. Right? And eventually I did, because my parents taught me how to put things together. You and I actually had a conversation, and I was telling you how I don't let lettuce go to waste. When my salad's starting to wilt, I stir fry it. I make it into a meal. I'll throw some rice in it and make it a little more healthy, or I'll throw some noodles in there, you know, or like he loves beans, I'll throw some beans with it and make it into a meal. But most people will just toss it in the trash. It's no more good. They don't understand there are things you can learn. And then for mental health, my little great granddaughter, she loves to paint. She calls herself an artist.
Yes.
She's only 3 years old, but she does amazing painting, which it blows my mind. I said, these are things we don't push with the children. And for affirmation, put those little things not just on the refrigerator, put them in a frame. Hang them up on the wall. This really inspires the kids to do more. My great-grandson, he's only 8 years old right now. He's making things. He's making games. He's on the computer. He's inventing things. He's creating on
What do you call them? Tablets.
on tablets.
Yeah.
He's making things out, making little pieces out of, what do you call that? The pipe cleaners. He's making little
so
things.
he's making,
He's
actually,
literally
like
making
crafting
things
and,
with his hands, and they're
Oh.
awesome, and you can tell what they are. Right? I'm like, I'm blown
Beautiful,
away.
yeah.
And then my grandkids, I have to brag on my grandkids. I'm sorry, I have to brag on my grandkids. They're all into the arts. Because when they were younger, when my daughter was younger, we pushed her with being involved with everything, and so she passed that on to her children, and we also pushed it. Like, we want them to be reading, so we always bought them books. So if you can't go somewhere through a story, through a book. And now we have a grandson that's doing work on Broadway and off Broadway, in writing his own plays and doing his own movies, actually doing it. We have a granddaughter that's singing and doing music, actually performed at the Grammys. I am so proud. I mean, and we have a granddaughter that promotes all. She's a promoter. She does all of this kinds of stuff. I mean, they work with the arts. They dance, they act, they sing, they model, they do all this stuff. They play instruments. When they were babies, when they were little, I wrote everybody a song. I'm not a piano player like they are, but I did a little thing and got them all started. Now they're like way better than I would ever be. But they're into that. They write music. They do all of this stuff. They play multiple instruments. There's the drums, the guitar, the piano, the ukulele, the kazoo, the harmonica, you name it, because we taught them to get involved and then encouraged it. We asked I didn't, my daughter asked my granddaughter, what instrument would she like to play? She said the saxophone. We didn't even know she knew what that was. How do you know what a saxophone is? But she didn't actually know what it was, but that's what she said. So they got her a little saxophone.
Oh my goodness.
So she got a guitar, she got a piano, she got a saxophone. She's gonna do this stuff, and we already see her writing making up her own songs. We do it every time we're together. She's already doing this stuff. I'm saying that because I'm proud of my grandchildren, but this is stuff other people can be doing with their children. I know families are busy. I know parents have to do multiple jobs, but the one thing I told my children, I may not have money to leave you when we're gone, but we will definitely leave you with some amazing memories that you can pass on to your children and their children's children. So if I had anything that I could give to the world, teach your children something. Give them, I don't care if it's only 5 minutes of your time, give them a memory that they can hold on to for the rest of their life. And they will be blessed, and you will be blessed by it.
Yes. Yes. Oh.
I'm so glad that we can share information, share resources, share food, share fun, and share family. Yeah. Share family, because there's a lot of people here who lost family and they don't have what they used to have. And so we try to be that. That's why he's Unc or Gramps or, I'm Mama. They call me Mama. I'm Mama to everybody. So that's why we do what we do.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, and you're doing it right. And so I just, you always inspire and you role model where you take care of yourselves, because I think your honesty inspires others to be honest about their struggles. And so I just knew when Veta asked me for counsel in the community who I wanted to talk with, I was like, oh, I know exactly who, because I mean, we only even got to kind of your work here. We didn't even talk about, why you came to Denver and everything. And so we'll have to invite you back to be on the podcast through my council office and get the rest of the story if you're old enough to know what that means.
I can give you one little hint. We put a map on a box and we threw a dot at it and we said, wherever it lands, that's where we're going. And we gave everything away and we came. Wow. We had no idea what Colorado was going to be like.
Oh my gosh. Well, then that was divinely, that was prophesized somewhere far beyond, and we just are reaping the benefits of all your amazingness for sure. Yeah. Oh, right on. Thank you.